BBC Radio Wales. Now, he's travelled all over the galaxy while filming Doctor Who in Wales. Bradley Walsh is throwing on his Indiana Jones hat to go to the pyramids and beyond in Bradley Walsh, Egypt's Cosmic Code. It starts tomorrow night at 9 on Sky History, and Bradley is joined in his search by Egyptologist Dr. Meredith Brand and investigative historian Tony McMahon. And I'm delighted to say that I can speak to them both now. Welcome to BBC Radio Wales, both. How are you?
I'm good. Hi, Nathan.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Now, Meredith, you're in Egypt right now. Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Egypt. I'm in Cairo at my office in the American University in Cairo.
Oh, wonderful. Right. Meredith, tell us more about this series, because it's absolutely fascinating. I love stuff about the pyramids in Egypt. And what mysteries might we be decoding?
Oh, man, the series was so much fun. I've done a lot of TV, and I've taken, a lot of experts, and we've talked about the pyramids and everything. But with this show, Bradley is joining me and another Egyptologist named Arto Belikdinian. And we are traveling up and down the Nile. We're seeing all the pyramids. We're going to temples. We're going to the tombs. And we're asking these big questions. We're letting Bradley ask us, who built this? What's going on? He has some sort of conspiracy theory sort of ideas in the beginning. And we talk to him and show him the evidence and show him how we know what we know about the pyramids. And just through question and answer and having a laugh, we kind of debunk a lot of these myths.
Oh, this sounds brilliant. Now, Tony, tell me which sites you're going to be exploring. And are you getting up close to these sites as well?
Well, yeah, it's all your favourites. So it's the Great Pyramid, the Sphinx, the temples, and also pharaohs like Akhenaten. But it's, as Meredith was saying, we're kind of looking at the mysteries behind who exactly the ancient Egyptians were. And I guess my role was to kind of introduce some of these weirder theories. So, with extraterrestrials involved and, super advanced civilizations that have since disappeared. So all that stuff, which I know mainstream historians go, oh, please don't say that.
Now, of course, we do see
that.
We do see a lot of we see a lot of clips online and on social media. There's lots of these stories that they were built by giants and so on. I mean, but you get right into the crux of it, don't you? Where the actual truth is.
Yeah, that's what we aim to do. So Bradley shows up and he has all these questions, and we start to look. And once you go to Egypt and you see these objects and you see these artifacts, you see these sites, you realize just like how human they are, and they're built by people. And it was so funny because Bradley would go up to some of these things and he'd be like, oh, wait, no, I know how they did that. Yeah, this is how I would do it. I put my chisel here. I cut this there. Yeah. Okay, they dragged it here. And it was just kind of going through all the evidence and all the scenarios and letting Bradley just ask questions and have fun and be silly. And it was really fun as like a very proper, academic Egyptologist to go around with Bradley Walsh and just take everything as a possibility and explore stuff.
And was he fun to work with? Because I imagine you had quite a few laughs.
Oh, yeah, he was hilarious. There was so much joking, so much laughter. And I think that does come across a lot in the show. I mean, there was just like joke after joke. And so he let me be serious Egyptologist, but also, just fun too.
And Tony, as a former journalist and now an investigative historian, you must go into a lot of detail with your investigations.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing that always fascinates me is, even when we know that some of these theories, don't have anything to them, they are incredibly popular. Millions of people believe that extraterrestrials were involved or super advanced civilizations. And, even last week I was actually in a podcast debate with one of these guys saying, oh no, it was these kind of, this ancient civilization that's disappeared now from the face of the earth that we don't know. They've left no evidence behind, blah, blah, blah. I'm fascinated by the dynamics of these theories, why they catch on, who believes them. And, I just think kind of deconstructing them is fascinating as well. But, people like Graham Hancock, who does believe that a super advanced civilization was involved behind many ancient structures, or Eric von Daniken, who wrote Chariots of the Gods, with the whole ancient aliens theory, which is massively popular. My question is, why is it so popular?
Yeah.
Why do people believe this? And also, what is it about ancient Egypt that has a kind of an emotional impact on us that, let's say, ancient Greece or ancient Rome does? There's something spooky dooky about ancient Egypt that does, it does appeal to us, and it features in horror movies with mummies and so on. There's something about the look and feel of that civilization that is so different.
Absolutely. And Meredith, ancient Egypt is so fascinating. And there was another tomb found only recently, wasn't there? Whose was that?
That is, maybe we think it's hopefully Thutmose II's tomb.
Wow.
So this was such a funny part of filming, is Bradley wanted to, he was like, I want to dig in the Valley of the Kings. We can find another tomb. And I was like, absolutely not.
We are going to
There's
find
not
a tomb.
another tomb to be found. And I said, no way, this is not going to happen.
Yeah.
There's nothing left. We're not going to find another royal tomb. That's it. We found Tut, and that's it. And then 2 weeks before the show was about to come out, another
way.
tomb has been found, another royal tomb. It was so funny. I WhatsApped him, and I was like, oh, you won't believe it.
That is absolutely, you couldn't plan that, could you? That is absolutely incredible. And Tony, you've got cosmic in the name of the show, and I've got to ask, do you actually uncover any evidence of extraterrestrial forces being involved in ancient Egypt?
No, I should say you'll have to watch the show. Of course.
I know, yes.
But no, basically, some of these theories talk about the dimensions, particularly of the Great Pyramid.
Yeah.
And how the for example, if you take the measurements of the base of the pyramid times 43,200, you come up with the circumference of the Earth. And if you take the height times that by 43,200, you come up with the polar radius. Aha, there must be something in it. So there are a lot of theories that play on the maths involved and so on to kind of suggest that there must have been superior science and technology. So what the team does really on the programme with Bradley is, we look at these theories and say, okay, but is there anything to it? Where the little green men who appeared, or, giants, and all these theories that are out there, is there anything behind them? And needless to say, Meredith has done a sterling job in taking it down.
I tell you what, this show sounds absolutely fascinating, and it's going to be a good watch, this. Meredith, Tony, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. You can watch Bradley Walsh, Egypt's Cosmic Code on Sky History at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. I've got some Alison Limerick coming up right after this.